Now, earlier this week, Craig, Governor Walker was in Washington meeting with both a group of Republican members of Congress, and they had this meeting we talked about last week that involved leaders of conservative groups. How did he fare, do you think, in that little step toward wrapping up some support across the country?
Well, these meetings were all private, so we did get a chance. Reporters did get a chance to talk to some of these people on their way out of the meetings. I think he had about 70 House Republicans, and most of the ones that were interviewed spoke very highly. They said they were impressed. They, nobody's endorsing him. It's very early. He's not even a declared candidate yet, but you get the feeling, not just in talking to Republican House members in Washington, but talking to Republican voters on the campaign trail, that because of what they know about him and his history in Wisconsin, he's somebody that people, would like to support. How that translates, 6 months from now into concrete support, will have a lot to do with how he performs on the campaign trail and what other information they get about him. But he's doing, as Dan said, he's doing well in this invisible primary process right now.
Because nobody in any of those meetings said to the governor, "What are you doing about Weedick?" It's just not something they care about. What they're asking him about is he solid on abortion? Is he solid on same-sex marriage? And they're going back to his history, to events from 2014, and asking him to clarify those things. But the discussion about what's going on in Wisconsin is not on any of those people's radar.
And
That's
think when he was asked about it,
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I think when he was asked about it, didn't he say he was the most scrutinized politician in America and kind of brush it off as like, people are after me again?
I think it's true that people aren't asking about these specifics, but when you think about the premise of his candidacy and his electability, which is that, all the things he accomplished, making a conservative agenda, somewhat politically popular in a tough swing state, I mean, those things, if his approval ratings continue to lag, and when people see the job numbers, those are things that all complicate that message. So I think the potential is there for some of this to be a drag down the road on his candidacy, but I think by any measure he's doing really, really well in the early phases of this presidential campaign.